And I'm Ron, and here are my slides. And this is way too difficult. Who can just spend, a few minutes, because they're all about stories. But we got our start doing housing projects, and this is one down on Commerce Street. And I think one of the things that was really great about this project is the first time we really experimented with chain link fence post pipe, trying to imitate being under a mesquite tree. And this is a project down on the Katy Trail, Buena Vista Townhomes. And we had an owner who's not a developer. And so those are the kind of projects we like, because they let us kind of take a lead and do a great project. And the whole thing about this project was trying to make a connection to the Katy Trail with the Millsap Stone and just the whole history of that area. And this is a corporate headquarters in Frisco for Mario Sinicola and Sons. And it's just raw concrete with hot dip galvanized downspouts and sunscreens. And pay particular note that the sunscreens are actually working, And this is the south side of the building, because so many times when you're on design award committees and you see sunscreens and they're on the north side of the building, it's like, come on, give me a break, Don't just use it for a style element. This is a renovation of the power station. This one's down on Commerce, not to be confused with Corky's, and for Mort Meyerson. But this was a pretty low budget exposition space for Alden Pinnell. And this is a house up in McKinney, little ranch house, that was really fun for me. We used just a very simple vernacular shed form, and and just remade that into a modern house. And we don't have the barn in this picture, and the whole thing is organized along these hedgerows that were in the land up there. And so we just organized the structure so that the four meadows or the pastures were all respected. And this was a very special house. This was my house. And I don't have it anymore. But this house is an Airbnb now, so if anybody wants to go stay in it and experience my work. And they also have concerts there, I'm told, but I haven't been invited to one yet. And this is a house for a very special man. And this was one of those projects that he was interviewing several architects, and I never understood why he selected me. And after about 6 months of working on the job, I asked him why he selected me. Was I the cheapest guy or something? And he said no. He said we were having a great dialogue, and I wanted that to continue. Well, as an architect, that's the best shit ever. It is. I've never had a feeling like that. And then we started to do another house for him right across the street, and it's not going to get built, but it's really special to have a client to want you to do another project for them. That means something worked out fine the first time. This is another house that's not going to be built. It's on a little ranch out near Weatherford, and this was my ode to Frank Welch. We had to use stone, and we had to use really like an 8 and 12 slope roof. And we had a pretty low budget, and house ended up coming in like at $320 a square foot, and they still wouldn't build it, But it's just my ode to Frank. And this last one is an image of and the interior in that house. And with this, there's a quote by a guy named Johanni Pallasmaa, who's somebody I really admire, and he's kind of the philosophical guru of architecture in a sense. But and the quote, a house in fact is a metaphysical instrument, a mythical tool with which we can introduce a reflection of eternity into our momentary existence. And a space like this for me has a spiritual quality, And that's what I'm interested in today, is how we do less design and more something that means something to us. Oh, I got it.
That was lovely. All right, there's a lot to think about and talk about.
Can I say one other thing?
Yes, sir.
I'm in such gratitude to be with all of you guys on this panel tonight. You know, we grew up in a pretty special generation, you know, connecting with the people we did with our mentors, and to be able to practice today and have those influences. And I'm just, you know, and I'm feeling the heat now of being the older generation. And, you know, so it's a really special night for me to be up here with all my peers in our generation. So.
All right, we've got 2.5 minutes to.
Yay.
Well, I've got a question. I really love the fact that you've done 2 homes for the same guy, and they were across the street, and they're so different. Tell us about that. You know, did the program change, or did we just decide to do something different, or was that client driven, or was that you driven?
No, the client loved his house, but it's 2 stories.
Okay.
And he's got a health issue that makes it more difficult for him to go upstairs. So it's kind of that. And you know, and this client, the reason he is such a special man to me is that we love talking about design. And we get over there and we'll have a 2-hour session, you know, and you may not leave knowing any more than you did, but you had a damn good time doing it, you know. And so he's just been a very special man. Plus, his knowledge of art is just very rare. I mean, he's hung out with all the guys, and he's, you know, in fact, when you go over there, I go over to his house once a week to visit because his health is not very good right now. And he'll have other artists over there, or a filmmaker and a video professor, and it's like a salon, you know. And he's given me more inspirations about being, and taught me a lot about who I am, you know. But it's just a special person.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's just great. Thank you.
So Ron, I echo what you said about this group and its humbling experience, opportunity to be here tonight. But I want to go back to what I mentioned earlier. You taught me a lot about detailing a long time ago. So do you like the big picture idea, or do you like the detailing? What is your favorite part of these type of projects?
Well, everything in between, you know? I mean, there's nothing better than getting out on a site with, you know, somebody like David Hawker or Kevin Sloan. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's like the little ranch house up in McKinney. You know, I was having a tough time figuring out how to site the house. Mm-hmm. I mean, we knew where the views were, da-da-da. Kevin comes up there, and it's like, you know, let's respect these hedgerows. Let's make the structures define and reinforce these hedgerows. And that's the kind of shit I love. You know, I can connect with that. And Hawker's the same way. You know, you get out on a site with Hawker, and it's a fun time, you know, and I learn a lot. But then I want to transfer all that kind of inspiration into the, you know, to the conceptual plan of the house to make it mean something and have something a story to tell. But, you know, I'm a detail knucklehead, you know. I mean, I love looking at, like, El Croquis, and I love to read the articles, but I really love studying the working drawings, you know. That's what I really love. So I'm just, you know, you have people, I think a lot of our generation is kind of like this, that architecture is not a job for us, it's kind of our life, you know, and I kind of love that.